The next person to introduce is Sara Avant Stover, who you have already met. Some of you enjoyed a lovely yoga session this morning that I heard about, as well as a stretch break from yesterday. Sara is the author of something called The Way of the Happy Woman, and that's the name of her website, wayofthehappywoman.com. She, I hope, is going to tell you more about the things that have grown, including the Red Tent, and a course that she has spearheaded called Reversing Our Curse. Sara is such an inspiration as someone who's really embodied her business success. She's someone who I feel like has been bringing all of her on the way to the financial and business success that she's experienced. So I welcome you to really listen closely to what she has to say. Sara, please be welcome on the stage.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Kay. How's my bling? So I came here for the first time last year. And since then, I've journeyed from the dark side to the light side. And I really resonate with this journey from dark to light. That's actually what my business is built around, and it's how I came to my business in the first place. So I'll go back to how it started, which was back when I was 21, and I'm 35 now. It started with a cervical cancer scare that led me to go live in Thailand for 10 years and to heal and to discover how to be truly happy and how to be a woman in the world today. And that led me then to create a business around it, which is called The Way of the Happy Woman, and which helps women to also find health and happiness and wholeness, but through a really interesting way. Because what I discovered when I lived in Thailand was that the root of my healing was in my cycles, in my feminine cycles, and healing my period, which I wasn't having because I was anorexic and bulimic, an exercise addict. And I realized that when I started to heal my cycle, that all the other areas of my life also started to heal. And I went on to write a book about this, which involves women's yoga and meditation and lifestyle and nutrition. That book came out 2 years ago, and it was an Amazon bestseller and continues to sell really well, and it has changed the lives of thousands of women around the world. But I personally reached a big problem when I published that book, which is what led me to Andrea, is that the book was selling well, but it wasn't giving me a fast return on investment. I had invested all of my savings in marketing and selling my book because it feels like it is my soul calling. So I went to Andrea, thanks to the recommendation of Jennifer Lee, and I had no money left. And I related so deeply to the story with the Tonka bars about how death is the only exit strategy. That's what I feel is true for me with my business. There's nothing else that I can do. There's no other reason why I'm here than to do the work that I'm doing. So I had an informational session with Andrea, and I got off the phone, and she told me how much it was. I had no money left. And I was like, I have to coach with this woman. She is the only way that I can see out of this. And then I realized that I actually did have some money left. It was my IRA. So I cashed out my IRA to work with Andrea. And then 3 really amazing things happened. The first thing is that I tripled my income in the past 12 months. The second thing is that I am able to reach more women than ever before, and that I realized that there was a way that I was hiding my passion about our cycles. Yes, I write about it in my book, but my book is very general. It's meant to reach and be accessible to a lot of women, but I realized I wasn't coming out and taking my stand as a leader on our cycles, on our PMS, on our periods, our perimenopause, and our menopause. So when I took my seat as the leader on something that no one else was talking about, I started to attract the exact right women who feel like my soul sisters. It's like if I had to hang out in a room with only them for the rest of my life, I'd be thrilled. So it allowed me to take my seat as a leader and to work with the women who really needed me and the women who I feel a real resonance with. And the third thing that happened involves me really working my tushy off for the past 12 months. I'm ready to have a vacation, which I happily just booked for myself in Hawaii. But I built 3 pillar income streams that are a reflection of my soul. And if I were to die today, I would die feeling completely given and completely received through these 3 income streams. So the first one is the one that Andrea mentioned when she introduced me. It's called The Red Tent. And I'm not sure how many of you have read the book, The Red Tent. It was personally one of my favorite novels. And it's a resting place, it's a refuge, it's an oasis for women to go when they're having their cycles, to share, to cry, to grieve, to laugh, to celebrate. So I built an online membership program, which is a place where women can come in a women's circle and do all those things that we did in those ancient tents, and also to have online virtual yoga and meditation retreats each month, which I used to be doing in person. So now this allows me to reach women as far away as Australia in my retreats in my tent. The second thing that I did, which Andrea also mentioned, is I created a program called Reversing Our Curse. And this is an online immersion that helps women to heal their painful cycles at any stage of life. And not only that, but to find our true sense of power and creativity and womanhood by healing our relationship and our shame around our cycles. And I launched that for the first time last year with about 70 women. I just launched it for the second time with about 110 women. And then the third thing that I did was I built the world's first ever women's yoga teacher training to help women to learn how to take care of themselves through all these different cycles and seasons of our lives. I taught the first one last summer at one of the world's largest yoga centers in the world called Kripalu. And I taught the second one down in Tulum, Mexico in January, and that was sold out. I'm getting ready to teach my third one next December in Thailand. So I feel I was only able to really do this because I fully went to my dark side. I felt like I was backed into a corner. I had to completely surrender, and I had to completely trust, and then ask for help. So it still hasn't fully sunk in that this is my journey over the past 12 months. And me actually telling this story for the first time. Only Andrea and some intimate friends have heard this full story. This is a deeply healing for me to understand my full circle, to digest my full circle. And I share it with you in hopes that it can also inspire you on your journey through the dark into the light and these circles and spirals that we all need to go through. So, thank you.
Sara, thank you so much. such a beautiful story.
Thank you.
I have a quick question for you.
Sure.
Has the joy come back?
It has.
Good.
Yeah. All of these income streams, I would do them even if there was no money in them. I love them. I love this work, and it energizes me, and it inspires me daily. It's what I live for.
That's what I said to Kay too. Please keep going. Yeah. Please keep going. Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations.